Welcome to another episode of Ingrid's World. I'm your host, Ingrid Paris-Hicklin. On this show, meet Ralph Newsome II, the managing partner at New Level Realty Group, LLC. New Level Realty Group, LLC is a private equity firm specializing in residential real estate. He has also worked as a director of internal controls, senior auditor. Ralph is a graduate of Norfolk State University, where he holds a Bachelor of Science in Accounting. His recent accomplishment is writing the book, The ABCs of Financial Education. Well, welcome to the show, Ralph Newsome.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
I am excited to see you here too. So tell our viewers a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So I think your intro kind of nailed it. Originally, I grew up in the Northern Virginia area, Prince William County to be exact. Graduated from C.D. Hilton Senior High School, met some amazing people, great friends there. And then from there, went to college at Norfolk State University, graduated with a BS in accounting. And then from there, just pretty much started my career.
Wow. So we are going to talk a little bit about your work, and then we're going to watch a wonderful video that you sent us. Tell us a little bit about your work.
Yeah, so currently I'm managing a private equity firm, which just means that we invest in different things. Most of our portfolio is held in multifamily real estate, where we try to buy small to mid-sized apartments, add a little bit value to those apartments. And I think one of the videos that we're going to take a look at later in the show kind of walks through some of the renovations that we do to the apartments. And then that way we can provide a nice home for future tenants and things like that. We also invest in small businesses. We have a company in Richmond. It's a furniture store that we invested with. We also invested in a recruiting business here in the Northern Virginia area. So those are our main, I guess, holdings, if you will. We also do some commodity investing in gold and silver and things like that. But yeah, the real estate is probably the bulk of our portfolio today, but we're always looking for great investment strategies.
Nice. So let's pause, and we're going to watch the video, which really captures, it's pretty exciting to see exactly the kind of work that you do.
Sure.
We have a 10-day process for turnaround time from when a tenant moves out to when our unit is completed. The reason why that is critical is because each day that the unit sits vacant, that's income that we are losing. So our job is to ensure that we get these units turned, get tenants in, collect rents. Whenever we have a deadline, and this deadline is a little extra special because we have a tenant that's already committed to moving in. So we really have to get these units turned to meet our tenants' expectations, but also to meet our deadline as well.
Close that door behind y'all because, it's kind of chilly out there. As we walked through the door, I knew we're right here at the finish line and we just had a few more things to do. And hopefully, Ralph will be satisfied.
Ralph, that was a great video. So now, how did you become interested in finance?
Yeah, it's a great question. So I think it started as a youngster. Growing up, I was always trying to find ways to make money. A friend of mine in middle school, we started a lawn care service. I shoveled snow. I even had a dog walking business before it was an actual thing. I kind of fell into it. I had a neighbor who was from Germany, and they were going out of town for about a month or so and needed someone to care for their dog. And they gave me an offer and said, hey, just come over 3 times a day, walk the dog. And if you want, watch a little TV as well. And so I took to that and added a couple other clients as well. So I always kind of had that passion for finance. And it was no secret that, when I went to NSU at the time, I really didn't know what I wanted to major in, but my family told me, hey, because you like numbers, why don't you give accounting a try? So it was just kind of a perfect marriage. And then lastly, I'll just say that my father early on in life prophesied and said that I was going to be managing large sums of money when I got older. And it just kind of stuck with me.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, and I just think that from my passion of just numbers, and then kind of wanting to create businesses or start businesses. It was just kind of a match made in heaven. So I'm super excited that my life has gone this route, and I couldn't ask for anything else.
So I have your book here, and actually I've read the book cover to cover. I think this is
Nice.
actually I think this is, I know you said for children, but I think that this is really a good present for, particularly for those who are graduating, from high school, I mean, really, lots of people should be reading this. How did you
appreciate
fall into this, writing this book for children? You say children, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, really good question. So honestly, I was writing a book really for adults at just teaching different financial strategy that I have learned through my career. And but what really sparked me to kind of shift gears and write it towards children. I have a 9-year-old daughter, and we would go to the library or Barnes and Noble or other bookstores as well.
Yes.
And I would always ask to see their financial books for children. And there just weren't a lot of books out there that I thought kind of, had like a one-stop shop, if you will, for financial education. So, and it's funny because I actually bought her a book called The ABCs of the Web. And the concept was exactly the same as my book, only it was geared towards technology and web applications and stuff like that. So I said, man, this is the way they presented it was awesome. I said, this would be great if we did this in a financial format. So that's what we did. So it's called the ABCs of Financial Education. And basically we just take the alphabet and team the alphabet up with financial words and different financial strategies as well to try to help kids learn early about finances. And I think it's one of those things where, as adults, we typically shy away from money discussions with kids. So I think this is a good way to kind of bridge that gap where, like you said, teens and even young adults could read the book and gain some information from it. So my vision was have parents read to their children, and parents can pick up something, and of course the children will gather a lot of good financial nuggets.
I mean, I love what you said. Okay, you have your B is for budgeting. I love that.
Yep.
And then you see D is for debt. Good debt. Good debt feeds you. Bad debt eats you.
That's right.
Like, whoa.
That's right.
I said, no, he didn't. And then,
because debt is always a tricky topic, and you either have your hardcore people who run away from all just any type of debt
Yes.
is bad, and then you have people that just use debt to no other extreme. So there's a sweet science to managing and using debt to really gain wealth. And that's what we were trying to convey in the book, that there is something called good debt that you can use to buy assets that produce income. And then there's bad debt that, you're paying all the interest out of your own pocket, right? So anything that you have to pay back yourself is considered bad debt. Anything that you pass along to either customers or if you're buying an apartment building and your tenants are paying back the debt, then that's considered good debt. So that's what we wanted to convey in the book.
oh, very, very good. Yeah, because I love the fact that, the L is for landlord, and then you had a bonus. L is for liabilities.
That's right. That's right. You can't talk or teach on assets without bringing in the liabilities, because they go hand in hand. And once you kind of get to understand, and that's basically what makes up a balance sheet, is you have your assets minus your liabilities equals your net worth. So once you understand that equation, the rest is kind of a cakewalk.
Well, Ralph, why don't you introduce to our viewers, because I love the reaction that you received when you did a book signing. So introduce this video that we're going to show our viewers.
Yeah, so we did a book signing at Vibes Bookstore. They actually have 2 locations down in the Hampton Roads, Virginia area, one in Virginia Beach, one in Norfolk. We actually did the one in Norfolk. It's at the Military Circle Mall. We just sent out a blast email and some other social media and just let some of our fans and some of and other people that were interested in the book and to let them know that, hey, we had a book signing and we had a really good turnout. I was really excited and surprised. One, because books, it's kind of like a dying art these days, right? Everyone has a tablet and a smartphone but I'm old school. I gotta have something tangible in my hands and flip that page and that's what really gets me going. So I wanted to keep that same art form and have it in the hard copy or a tangible format. So I was surprised that we still had a really good turnout for people who still are still want the old-fashioned hard copy book. So I was extremely happy for the turnout. One, because you put your heart and soul into a project and people receive it. It's great, but honestly, people that read this book will gain something, and that was the whole purpose of the book. So I'm just glad that people were lining up to get it.
They were
really,
lining up.
Yeah.
Well,
and really take that financial education to another level. So I was happy.
All right, well, viewers, stay right there because you're going to watch this great little video. It's wonderful.
I'm here at Military Circle Mall in Norfolk, Virginia for my book signing today. I love positive vibes where they sell African art and books. So I'm here at the book signing. People are lining it up and I'm extremely excited. The name of the book is called The ABCs of Financial Education and it's on Amazon today. With the book, I'm always trying to educate people on proper investment techniques. So seeing people lining up to purchase the book so they can further enhance their education on the investment side was awesome for me. So I was super excited to see people lining up getting the book, and not for my benefit, for their benefit. The education that they're going to get from this book is outstanding. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Did you enjoy the book?
Yeah.
Good deal. What was your favorite part?
Investment.
Oh, there you go. Awesome. Great.
That's what me and my sister trying to do now.
Nice.
Book came right in here.
There you go. So meeting this one young lady in particular was outstanding. For one, I love seeing young people interested in investing. Did you enjoy the book?
Yeah.
Good.
I think the book is important because it's teaching you on how to invest your money. And I have a child and I want to provide a better life for him when he gets older.
So I read a ton of financial books. And one thing I've noticed, there's not a lot of material for young kids on financial education. So I'm an educator at heart, and I know school systems are lacking in that area. I wanted to write a book for young kids to be able to take that book, read it from cover to cover, and kind of be a little mentor for them, even though they don't have someone maybe in the household that can do that for them. Appreciate you. All right.
Yeah, I agree with you, Ralph. The enthusiasm in this video was amazing. People loved it. So what can parents do to raise children who are going to be financially stable adults? What can parents do?
Yep, sure. I think, really just talking to kids early and often. I think as parents, and again, I'm a parent myself, I think that we tend to shy away from those type of topics just because maybe we feel as though we don't have the expertise to teach our children, but B, it's just one of those things where, hey, they'll learn it, in life when they get older. We kind of belittle children in that way. And I really think that kids aren't just smart, right? Like they're going to pick up on things, especially if they're given that information early and often. So just going to the store and buying something, explaining to kids like why you're making that purchase, how does that benefit the family, how does that add value, and little things like that, and cost, and like you said, B's for budget in the book, like how does this play into our budget, and those type of things, and just having those conversations, I think is going to put that particular kid heads and shoulders above someone else who's not having those conversations at home.
Yeah, I think it's like so important that you have that. So you wrote this book primarily, for children, but I can tell our viewers that actually not just for kids, for adults too. Because honestly, sometimes people don't make necessarily the right decisions when it comes to finance.
Right.
I loved your motto called CAN'T. What is that? What does that stand for?
Yep. I created a T-shirt, and it's called "I Can't." And we the C word, right? Get the word "can't" out of your vocabulary. So it's kind of a play on words. It's an acronym. So it's I collect assets, not things. And it's really important because it's wealthy people work for assets. They don't work for things or for income. You got to find a way to really early in life build your wealth by actually buying assets and things that are going to appreciate with time. So that's pretty much the motto is, hey, don't, I can't, collect assets, not things, because things are going to come and go. We're always going to see something that we like that's shiny today and dull tomorrow. But those assets that we buy are going to be invaluable, things that we can pass on to the next generation. And it's going to help you out in life and help you get to your financial goals a lot sooner.
Wow, I just love that. So you have a thriving real estate business going on, writing a book. You've already written this book. What's next for Ralph Newsome?
Yep. I'm actually working on a financial tool that I think is going to benefit so many families. I can't go into specific details because we're still working through some legal things and just making sure we got our patents in place. But I think it's going to be really awesome. I'll leave you with this, right?
Okay.
I think for the majority of people, we're focused on things that are helpful, but if we shift our thinking, we can take our financial wealth to the next level. So I'll give you an example. So credit score, right? Credit score is something that's been in our psyche for a number of decades. There's plenty of commercials that explain how you can boost your credit score and stuff like that. And I'm here to tell you that wealthy people do not worry about their credit score whatsoever. They chase their net worth. They're all about, how can I get my net worth to that next level? How can I go from 1 million to 10 million to 100 million? Because once your net worth increases, banks loan you money and give you money just because they want to be partners with someone that has a high net worth. So credit scores, don't get me wrong, it is important, and I would rather have someone have a higher credit score than a lower credit score, but it shouldn't be our focus. So I think if we can shift, if the majority can shift our focus to, focusing in on, okay, how do I increase my net worth? How do I, obtain more assets? I think that's going to really benefit the majority of people, and their financial wealth will really take off.
Okay, so I see you as this financial genius. In fact, I think I titled the show "Next New Level Finance Expert." That's you.
Well, I appreciate it.
I really do, because you have this insight, and it's just absolutely wonderful. Because actually, I do remember your businesses, the dog walk. I do.
I think I used to cut your grass, right?
I remember you cut. And then to see this, you've always been a business person and an entrepreneur, and just so exciting to have you here on the show. Ralph, what's your final words to give to our viewers who are watching the show? Because I'm actually going to put this in as it's a show that children should be watching. So what's your words to them?
Yeah. So first of all, I want to say thank you for the kind words. To be honest, anyone can, and this is the great thing about real estate and other financial sectors. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to do this. Really, my confidence really grew from just reading books. That's actually where my education really took off. Norfolk State was great, and I learned a tremendous and a great deal there. But my education really took off after school, when I just read tons of financial books. I probably read about 30 books a year. So anyone can do this. It just requires you to pick up a book and just start building your library. today. So that's basically where I got a lot of my confidence from. So again, it's not rocket science. Anyone can do this. It's just, you got to take it one day at a time, but start today. So that's what I would like to leave viewers with is, just start today. If if you have questions or if you feel like you're struggling, just pick up a book. And because we don't have access to millionaires, right? Like there's that old saying, you always got a rich uncle or rich aunt in the family somewhere, but a lot of us do not have access to people that have done it and can, that can kind of be like a guide to us. So books are really important. And there's tons of information in books. So that's what I would really, try to encourage youngsters to do is really get into the habit of reading books and books that are going to benefit you long term.
Wow. How inspirational. That's why we're going to really put this out. It's going to be, of course, shown on Fairfax Public Access, and then it's going to be on YouTube and everywhere else. And
Nice.
again, thank you so much for being on the show and being so inspirational.
Sure,
Yes.
absolutely, I appreciate it. And I'll just leave with this. Once that tool gets up and running, I would love to come back so I can kind of walk everyone through it and because I think the tool is going to be really beneficial for a lot of people. So I would love to be back, but thank you again for having me as a guest.
And I look forward to you coming back and talking about the new tool because it sounds rather exciting. Well, I'd like to thank Ralph Newsome for being on Ingrid's World to discuss his career and his latest book, ABCs of Financial Education. My inspirational quote is from Earl G. Graves Sr. Hold on to your dreams for a better life. Stay committed to striving to realize it. Thank you for watching Ingrid's World, and don't forget to friend us on Facebook at Ingrid's World and follow the show at Ingrid's World VA in Twitter and Instagram. And if you miss an episode, watch Ingrid's World on YouTube, on the YouTube channel Ingrid's World LLC or at ingridsworld.org. Thanks for watching.